Hi, I'm Dr. Libby Kemkaran and this is Tame Your Brain Part 7, and it's unfortunately entitled Why My Kids Been Sucked Up to Ratbags, because it's getting a bit hairy-mary at the moment, isn't it? But today is another little visit of kitten positivity, so I hope this makes it slightly better in the rainy weather. It's the kitten's first birthday, so we have got a 7-day streak now of having a little check-in with them every day. And I'm here as a super fan of why people do what they do, what's human behaviour all about, and neurogeek as to the neural mechanisms of behaviour. And I'm giving you some valuable little tips and tweaks that you can do at home really easily to change your state and make sure that you stay on top of everything at the moment, because it is crazy times, but there are things we can do. So I'm going to zoom in on the little kitties now. I'm going to switch my camera around. And let's have a look at the mummies out of the box already. And I have two superstar helpers standing by, ready to get them out in a moment, and I've got another superstar helper ready to feed the mummy and distract her. So today's going to be a little shorter, as we're probably going to get seriously told off by mummy for getting them out of the box, but I just want to touch on the human need that we covered yesterday, this one of significance. Because guess what, this is also a huge need for our children to feel like they matter. And hands up who might be a little distracted right now, just trying to wear all the hats and keep all these plates spinning. And I'll explain this using a common vetty scenario. We get some angry clients who like to shout, like these kittens do. And sometimes that can be because they're angry, because they feel diminished. And anger can be used as a swift route back to significance, because people can't ignore you. It's the, how dare you, do you know who I am game? And they regain certainty because people feel uncertain when they're attacked. And they feel then a bit more significant because they can't be ignored when they're shouting. So we can sometimes diffuse anger a little bit by simply stroking their significance a bit, not in a cynical way, but just acknowledging that's what they've lost. So if you meet that need, you can take away their pain point. Equally, connection is sometimes what's lost in a dispute, and you can feed both connection and significance by giving them your full attention. You know that feeling when you have a complaint and sometimes they can't change the reason you're complaining, it's already happened. But if you feel heard and if you feel listened to, if you feel significant enough in their level of attention and focus, and obviously I'm thinking John Lewis style here, the bad feelings go away. And just quickly, because I'm aware many of you viewing have kids, guess what? This works for them too. Kids need significance and connection just like we do. And do you think the current situation might be pushing their buttons just a little bit? Yeah, you're right. So we've had a meltdown here today because one of mine was asked to help wash up kitten bowls. I was trying to get on a call with Ebony to sort out the flow for this webinar that I'm doing tonight on money mindset, and do come along if you're interested in money mindset. It's a really important subject. So I was rushing, and so I just said, oh, you get to wash up the cat bowls, and then I left the room, instant freak out because she hadn't done it before. So huge loss of certainty, played into the two human fears, and I'll cover these after the human needs. So we did a hug, we put some words around it, because remember, it's an amygdala hijack. That scary feeling comes from the part of the brain that has no language around it, and we have to name it to claim it. And it's a really important point, because if you don't put words on feelings, and we'll come back to this tomorrow too. So we hugged it, and we named the beast. So you're feeling upset because you don't know what to do and how to do it. So you'll hear, if you notice, the feeling first and then the doing after. Yes, okay, so now let's wash Evie, wash something, and then it's your go, problem solved. Certainty restored, no longer feels not good enough, and she can handle it all of a sudden. So that's a very quick example of some of the behaviours we might be seeing at home because of our kids' need for connection and significance that might be being a bit challenged, and obviously their need for certainty is being massively crashed into at the moment. I'll be doing a deeper dive into a Tame Your Kids as a one-off session as the kittens get bigger and start to play more. So before we go into the next human need, we're just going to do a small sidebar that came up on our community page from Carolyn, and it's chronic pain seems to wear down our overwhelm threshold. Yeah, it really can. It's very much like an overfilled cup that's filled to the brim, and one more drop comes in. If you don't have your normal wiggle room, it all flows out. So today, briefly, I know none of us can go for acupuncture right now, that's what I'd normally recommend to get back some of your wiggle room because it can calm your circuits again. Just briefly to introduce you to something called EFT. Bit weird, but basically it's using the same meridians and power lines of the body that acupuncturists draw a needle and you tap on them instead. And you start with a setup statement using tapping on the side of your hand, and then you can follow the other 8 points using other statements. And it goes, if you want a script on this, drop me a line through my website, kemkaran.com, and I'll send you a little freebie EFT protocol and script to follow to have a go over the weekend if you'd like to try it. It's not curative, but I got a great deal of relief from it after pain from a car crash, and I actually used it during vet school finals as well to focus my brain and go past some limiting beliefs that I had. So that's it for today. I'm giving a money mindset webinar tonight at 8, so we're going to get the kittens out now. So if we just pull back a little bit, let people move in. Melody, do you want to come and help? Yeah, we're going to be in big trouble. So 8 o'clock tonight, Money Mindset webinars hosted by VetU, which is an organisation for vets, but it is free, and it's going to be around the things that hold us back. What are the things that hold us back? So in terms of what we're doing, we are going to be focusing on those brakes and accelerators, and there are our little babies. Look at them all. So you can see how much they've grown. You can see, you can hear in the background Queenie's squeaking away because we're about to feed her. So would you like to choose a kitten, and you can hold one up once her food's down. So who should we have a look at today?
This one.
This one? Let's have a look.
Is it going to in her head?
No, put it in the bowl, not on her head. That's it, let's have a look. Oh, well done. So that's Pingu, little penguin. Well done, growing up nicely, still squeaking away. And then we can see little fatty at the back there. Is that Stripe? Yeah. Yes, that's Stripe. Do you want to pick another one up, Melody? So we're just starting handling them a bit more. And we're starting to get them used to being picked up a bit more. And again, we're habituating. We're letting them protest and then putting them back, but not directly in response to their protest. And it just trains them that being picked up is a great thing eventually. It takes 2 weeks. Their eyes will begin to open soon, so that's the next step. And we're going to see them gradually become a little bit more sentient beings rather than little blobs. So you can see the eyes are still fused shut there. Oh, sorry, Melody, stop moving. Oh, can't focus. Evie, will you hold up little one so I can see its face? Beautiful. So if we see, we've got little eyes there that are still very firmly shut, and there will begin to be little chinks peeping open right in the very corners. Thank you. Perfect. So, as they protest greatly. So join me tonight at 8:15 if you're interested in the money mindset, and tomorrow I'll be covering the next human need and what we can do to manage our expectations during the time of crazy. And guys, we're living in such historic times. It's literally Samuel Pepys time. So please, my challenge for you today is, even if you think you've got nothing to say, grab a pen, sit quietly and just start writing, even if it's just what you did today and what you ate or what you watched on TV, because this will end and it will change. And in the next 2 weeks, it's all going to change again as we move out of this phase into the transition phase. So just be a little bit bold and see if you can capture some thoughts, because you'll look back on it and in a year's time, this will all seem like a little bit of a weird dream. So that's our Queenie Kittens. Happy 1 week birthday. And we will come back to see them tomorrow. Thank you for joining me again today, guys. That was Tame Your Brain Part 7, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Stay well.